Part 7 of Terraform with Google Cloud. So in this video, we'll see that how to use list, tuple and set with our Terraform script. So let's start. So in previous video, we saw that how to declare a variable, how to use a variable and how to provide values to variables in three different types. So we can add more in it. So we can add description, we can add value types, we can add constraint types, we can add validation rules, and lastly, we can also add sensitivity. So let's start with description. Description is actually a optional argument. You can specify description argument to brief your variable. So let's do that in our OS image variable. So this is the description argument, and in double quote you can brief your variables. You can add description in any variable you want, but it is optional. If you want to keep, you can keep. If you don't want to keep, that it's not compulsory. So if you want to restrict your variable to accept certain values, then you need to use type argument. Type constraints are optional, but they are highly recommended because if someone provides or enters some different values that has not to be accepted, then it will show you errors. So it will be very useful for you. There are simple and complex types. Simple types are string, number, and boolean. So string type is represented as type is equals to string, and the value is in double inverted commas, and whatever string we want to give, we can give in the default part. Next is for number. So type is number and the default value can be integer or float. So here I have specified 34.5. You can also give 34 or 36. Right. Next is boolean. The type is boolean and the default value can be true or false. Next is any. If you don't know that what variables will contain or you want to contain your variables any type, every type, so you can use the type any. So your default value will be boolean or string or numbers. It will accept everything. And last is if you want to dismiss your variable if certain condition is not met, then you can use null type. So here the instance VM should be constrained to the type string. So let's do that. Type is equals to string. So in addition to this, you can also use complex type. So the complex types are list, set, tuple, map, and object. So in this video, we will see list, set, and tuple. And in next video, we will see map and object. So this is the syntax of the list. First of all, the type is list, and then the list, tuple, or set are specified in a square braces. So the elements are specified in the square braces here, A32 and boolean, which is true. So list can contain different types of elements, but if you want to restrict them to a specific type, you can do that. So your false will be converted to this false, and 18 will be converted into this 18, and vice versa. So now let's understand list with an example. We'll create a variable for list, right? Here is the variable keyword, here is the variable's name, and type will specify list and will create list of strings. We'll give description argument here, it's optional. Then last we'll add list of strings here, which is 12 as a number, hello as a string, and true as a boolean. So let's save the file and let's plan the infrastructure. Let's see what it gives us. Okay, so Terraform has planned the whole infrastructure for us as Terraform knows how to convert number to string and boolean to string. So if we change the type here, then we will get a error. Save it and run the file again, plan the infrastructure again. Okay, so it is saying that we can't convert bool to number, right? Here we have specified boolean and hello, so it is not able to convert it to number. So let's change from hello to 37.5 and remove this part. And let's save the file again and run the Terraform plan command. Okay, sorry, here we have specified comma e dot, and again let's plan it. So Terraform knows that how to convert this encoded number to number, encoded string to number. So after seeing list type, we will move further to see the example of tuple type. We'll also create a variable for tuple. Here is the variable key name and this is the variable name. Then we have to specify the type for this tuple, and in the tuple type we have to specify the elements which we are going to add in our default values. Then we have description part, and that's optional. If you want to keep, you can. If you don't want to keep, don't keep. Then we have last part. This is very important, which is default string part. We have to add our strings here. So as we have declared string first, so we have to keep the string part first, then we have numbers, so we'll keep the number part second, and last is boolean. So we will write your boolean true or false, so this order should be maintained. And now let's plan it. Let's save the file and plan it. It will show no error for us. It will plan, yes. And now if we change our order, then it will show us a error, right? So here we have to go order wise only. So keep that in your mind, comma 34, 43. Okay. Save the file and again plan it. So it will show you the error, right? So it is showing that the default value is not compatible with the variables type constraint tuple required, right? So we'll again solve that. We'll again keep the number in between and last boolean, right? It will show no error to us and it will plan it very gracefully. So it has again planned. So keep in mind that the order which you have specified in the tuple type, you have to follow the same order in the default value part. So now we'll create a variable for set. We have already seen list and tuple example, and last example is for set. So we'll create a variable for it. So this is the variable for set and type is set, of course. So the speciality of set is that it will only accept one type of element, number. If we are specifying number here, then the default value should contain only numbers. If we are specifying string here, then the default values should only contain strings. And if we specify boolean here, then the default value should contain only boolean, otherwise it will give an error for us. So if in default value we give repetitive numbers, like we have specified 23, 34, and 56, we again write 20, 23, then it will not show a error. And even if we write in different order, then also it will not show error. But if we specify a string here, then it will of course show error because it will only accept one type of element, right? So we have seen the example for list, tuple, and set, and now let's see that how we will apply this in our real Terraform script. So let's create tuple for machine type zone and let's allow stopping for update. So these are three different element types. This is string, this is string, and this is boolean. So we'll use tuple here. Let's go to variables.tf file and create a variable here. We'll create the variable name VM parameters with this VM params, right? So we are using, as I told that we are using tuples because we have different elements together. Then for description, we'll write VM parameters. And last, we'll provide the default values here and we'll save the file. So we have created the variable for VM parameters and now we'll go to the main.tf file and use this variable. Let's go to main.tf file and first of all, first was machine type, right? We'll give here reference where dot vm param and see here in our variable this f1 micro is our machine type and it is on the 0th index. So we'll specify the 0th index here, right? Second where dot vm params. So zone is located in our default values at the index number 1. So we will provide here index number 1. So it will come to know that zone we have to keep here. And last is where dot vm params. And it is index number 2, right? The boolean part true is index number 2. So we'll specify here index number 2. right? And we'll save the file and we will plan it. Let's see. So the plan is successful now. So this is how you can use tuple, list, and set in your main.tf in your Terraform script. So in this video, we saw what is tuple, list, and set, and how to use it in our real main.tf file. So that's it for the video.